you are not living in reality. You are living in your self-concept. Everything you see, everything you touch, every person who walks into your life, every opportunity that arrives or fails to arrive, every closed door and every open window is filtered through a single lens. That lens is what you believe about yourself. And until you understand that the lens is the thing being projected, not the world outside it, you will keep trying to change a movie by editing the screen. Your self-concept is the character sheet you wrote before you knew you were the author. Let me say that again, because it is the most important sentence you will hear today. Your self-concept is the character sheet you wrote before you knew you were the author. Every relationship you have ever had, every amount of money you have ever earned, every success you have ever achieved or failed to achieve was not the result of luck or circumstance or other people. It was the result of who you believed yourself to be. And the most painful truth is this: you did not choose most of those beliefs. They were installed by parents, by teachers, by society. By a single moment of humiliation you forgot, but your subconscious never did. The good news is that you can rewrite every single one of them, and when you do, your entire world reshapes itself to match. This is not positive thinking. This is not self-help poetry. This is the mechanics of human experience. Here is the problem most people face. They try to change their life by changing their actions. They set goals. They make plans. They buy courses. They wake up earlier. They grind harder. And for a few days or weeks, things seem to improve. Then the momentum fades. The old habits return. The results evaporate. And they are left feeling more defeated than before, because now they have proof that even their best effort was not enough. But the failure was never in the effort. The failure was in the starting point. You cannot outperform your self-concept. It is the ceiling on your life. And no amount of effort, no amount of strategy, no amount of discipline will raise that ceiling. Only changing who you believe you are will raise it. Because your self-concept determines what actions feel natural, what opportunities you notice, what risks you take, what conversations you have, what boundaries you set, and what you accept as possible. Two people can be in the exact same situation, same skills, same resources, same timing. One of them sees an opportunity and takes it. The other sees the same opportunity and freezes. The difference is not intelligence. The difference is not preparation. The difference is self-concept. The first person believes they are the kind of person who seizes opportunities. The second person believes they are the kind of person who waits until they are ready, and neither of them is making a conscious choice. They are both simply being who they believe themselves to be. Your self-concept operates below the level of conscious thought. It is the operating system of your mind. You do not decide to feel nervous before a presentation. Your self-concept decides for you. You do not decide to feel unworthy of love. Your self-concept decided that long ago. You do not decide to sabotage yourself when success is near. Your self-concept has a glass ceiling, and it enforces it without asking your permission. This is why affirmations so often fail. You can stand in front of a mirror and say, "I am confident. I am wealthy. I am loved." But if your self-concept screams, "I am inadequate. I am broke. I am alone," your brain does not believe the affirmation. It believes the operating system. And the operating system will override any conscious command that contradicts it. So how do you change the operating system? How do you rewrite the character sheet? You stop trying to change the outer world and start changing the inner assumption, because the outer world is not the cause of your experience. It is the effect. Every single person you interact with is not responding to you. They are responding to your self-concept. They are picking up on the signal you are broadcasting about who you are, and they are playing the role that your self-concept assigns them. Think about the most transformative insight in all of psychology, the Pygmalion effect. In a famous experiment, Researchers told teachers that certain students had been identified as intellectual bloomers, students who were about to experience an explosive growth spurt in their academic performance. The teachers did not treat these students differently consciously. They were not told to give them more attention. They were not told to grade them easier. But something shifted in the teachers' expectations. And within a year, those students had surged ahead of their peers by a significant margin, not because they were smarter, not because they studied harder, because the teacher's self-concept of those students changed, and the students absorbed that expectation and became it. Now imagine that you are the teacher and the student at the same time. What are you expecting from yourself? What self-concept are you projecting onto your own future? Are you treating yourself like a bloomer? Or are you treating yourself like someone who has already peaked? The placebo effect proves this even more directly. Patients given sugar pills and told they are powerful medicine experience real physiological changes. Pain decreases, inflammation drops, healing accelerates. Their body is responding not to chemistry, but to belief. Their self-concept as someone who is receiving effective treatment rewrites their biology. If belief can change your physical body, how much more can it change your circumstances? But you have to stop looking at your current world as evidence. This is the trap that keeps people stuck for years. They look at their bank account and say, "See, I am not wealthy." They look at their relationship and say, "See, I am not loved." They look at their body and say, "See, I am not healthy." And every time they do this, they reinforce the exact self-concept they are trying to change. They are using the effect to prove the cause. They are using the shadow to deny the light. The world you see right now is the result of your past self-concept. It is old news. It is yesterday's newspaper. And if you keep reading yesterday's newspaper, you will keep living yesterday's life. You must stop collecting evidence that supports the old self-concept and start collecting evidence for the new one. Even if that evidence only exists in your imagination at first, especially if it only exists in your imagination at first, because imagination is the workshop of reality. Everything that exists in your outer world began as an inner assumption. Every skyscraper was once a thought. Every relationship was once a feeling. Every fortune was once a belief. Neville Goddard taught that your self-concept is the only thing you need to change because it is the only thing that is real. Everything else is a reflection. He said, "Change your conception of yourself, and you will automatically change the world in which you live. Do not try to change people. They are only messengers telling you who you are. Do not try to change circumstances. They are only mirrors reflecting your inner state. Change the self, and the world changes with it. Not because the world is obedient, because the world is a projection of consciousness, and consciousness is the one and only reality. Here is how you do this. The method is precise. Follow it exactly. Step 1. Identify your current self-concept in the area you want to change. This requires brutal honesty. Do not tell yourself what you wish were true. Tell yourself what you actually believe. If you look at money, do you believe you are the kind of person who earns easily, saves naturally, and attracts wealth? Or do you believe money is hard, that rich people are lucky, that you will never have enough? If you look at relationships, do you believe you are worthy of deep love, that you are easy to be with, that people enjoy your presence? Or do you believe you are too much, not enough, fundamentally difficult to love? Write it down. Do not judge it. Just observe it. This is your current operating system. This is the character sheet you have been playing by. Step 2. Decide who you want to be, not what you want to have, who you want to be. Use the 2-word formula. I am. I am someone who attracts wealth naturally. I am someone who is deeply loved. I am someone who is healthy and vibrant. I am someone who is confident in any room. I am someone who seizes opportunities without hesitation. The words must be present tense. They must be simple. They must feel slightly uncomfortable because they contradict the old self-concept. That discomfort is not a sign that you are wrong. It is a sign that you are growing. Step 3. Revise the old self-concept. Go back to the moments that installed your current beliefs. You do not need to know every traumatic event. But identify the story you tell yourself about why you are this way. My parents never believed in me. I was rejected in school. I failed once, and it proved I was not good enough. Take that story and rewrite it in your imagination. See the memory play out differently. Imagine your parents cheering for you. Imagine the rejection turning into acceptance. Imagine the failure becoming a stepping stone. This is not denial. This is revision. You are not saying the event did not happen. You are removing its power over your self-concept. You are telling your subconscious that the old story is no longer the truth. You are installing a new origin story. Step 4. SATS. State akin to sleep. This is the most powerful technique because it bypasses your conscious resistance. Lie down. Relax your body completely. Slow your breathing. Let your mind become drowsy, right on the edge of sleep. In that twilight state, your conscious mind is quiet and your subconscious is wide open. Now construct a short scene that implies your new self-concept is already true. Not a scene of you trying to become confident, a scene of you already being confident. Maybe you are at a party, relaxed, talking easily with strangers, feeling the warmth of connection. Maybe you are at work, receiving praise, feeling the satisfaction of a job well done. Maybe you are in your home, looking around, feeling the peace of financial stability. The scene must be short, 5 to 10 seconds, first-person perspective, through your eyes. And it must carry the feeling of the new self-concept. Loop that scene. Feel the feeling of being the person you have decided to be. Let the emotion build until it feels natural. Then fall asleep in that feeling, every night, without exception. Step 5. Mental diet during the day. Your self-concept is attacked every waking moment by your environment. Old habits, old conversations, old reactions. You must guard your mind. Whenever you catch yourself thinking from the old self-concept, stop. Do not argue with the thought. Do not try to suppress it. Simply replace it. Say to yourself, that was the old me, and, quote, end quote. The new me does not think that way. Then return to the feeling of your scene. Return to the feeling of being the person you are becoming. Every return is a vote for the new self-concept. Every vote weakens the old one. Every vote strengthens the new one. Step 6. Design your environment to support the new self-concept. Your environment is constantly voting for an identity. If your home is messy, your environment is voting for the identity of someone who lives in chaos. If your phone is full of apps that waste time, your environment is voting for the identity of someone who is distracted. If your wardrobe does not match the person you are becoming, your environment is voting for the identity you are leaving behind. Redesign your space. Change your wallpaper. Rearrange your furniture. Delete the apps. Buy the clothes that the new you would wear. Put up images that reflect the new self-concept. Your environment should remind you of who you are now, not who you were. Now let me tell you what will try to stop you. First, the old self-concept will fight for its life. It will throw up every doubt, every fear, every memory of failure. It will say, you have always been this way. It will say, you are pretending. It will say, this is delusional. This is normal. This is the old neural pathway firing before it dies. Every time you resist the urge to return to the old self-concept, that pathway gets weaker. Every time you choose the new feeling, the new thought, the new reaction, a new pathway gets stronger. This is not spiritual poetry. This is neuroplasticity. The brain rewires itself based on where you direct your attention. You are literally building a new mind. Second, the people around you will resist. They have a self-concept of you that is fixed in their mind. When you start acting from a new self-concept, it creates cognitive dissonance for them. They will try to put you back in the old box. They will remind you of who you used to be. They will question your changes. They will say you are acting different and not in a good way. Do not explain yourself. Do not defend yourself. Simply be who you are becoming. Let them adjust. Those who cannot adjust will fall away, and new people who match your new self-concept will appear. This is not rejection. This is alignment. Third, your outer world may get worse before it gets better. This is the bridge of incidence. When you change your self-concept, the old reality starts collapsing. Relationships that no longer match your new identity will break. Jobs that no longer serve your new self-concept will end. Patterns that were held together by your old beliefs will shatter. This feels like things are falling apart, but they are not falling apart. They are falling away. The old structure must crumble so the new one can be built. Do not interpret collapse as failure. Interpret it as clearance. Fourth, you will be tempted to check for results. You will change your self-concept for 3 days and then check your bank account. You will revise your past and then check if your ex texted. You will feel different for a week and then look in the mirror, expecting a different body. Stop checking. The outer world is a lagging indicator. It is always the last to change. The inner world changes first. Then the outer world catches up. If you need to see results before you believe, you will never see them. Believe first, then results follow. This is the order of reality. Fifth, imposter syndrome will hit you hard. When you start acting from a new self-concept before the evidence is visible, you will feel like a fraud. This is actually a good sign. It means you are stretching beyond your old limits. Neville Goddard said that if you feel like an imposter, you are doing it right. The imposter feeling is the gap between your old self-concept and your new one. The gap will close as you persist. The more you act from the new self-concept, the more natural it becomes, until one day you are not acting. You are simply being. Let me give you a specific example so this becomes real. Imagine you have a self-concept of being bad with money, not just bad, hopeless. You believe you are the kind of person who spends impulsively, who never saves, who is always behind. This belief was installed years ago, maybe by watching your parents struggle, maybe by a mistake in your 20s that you never forgave yourself for. You have tried budgets. You have tried spreadsheets. You have tried apps. Nothing sticks, because the self-concept is the operating system, and the operating system says you are bad with money. Every budget is a command running against the OS. The OS always wins. Now you decide to change your self-concept. You do not set a new budget. You do not open a new spreadsheet. You sit down and identify the old belief. I am bad with money. You decide the new self-concept. I am someone who manages money naturally and easily. You revise the past. You go back to the moment you decided you were bad with money, and you rewrite it. You imagine yourself handling that situation differently. You feel the relief of being in control. You do SATs that night. You imagine checking your accounts and feeling calm. Not excited, not surprised, calm, like you expected it. You loop that scene until you fall asleep. During the day, you practice your mental diet. When you feel the urge to impulse buy, you pause. You ask yourself, would the person I am becoming make this purchase? If the answer is no, you do not buy it. And you tell yourself, that is who I am now. When you pay a bill, you do not feel anxiety. You feel satisfaction. You tell yourself, that is who I am now. When you see something you want but cannot afford, you do not feel lack. You feel anticipation. You tell yourself, that is who I am now. After a few days, something strange happens. You start noticing opportunities you never noticed before. A deal, a refund, a side income. Money starts coming from unexpected places. Not because the universe decided to reward you, because your new self-concept is broadcasting a different signal, and reality is responding to that signal. After a few weeks, your bank account reflects the shift, not dramatically at first, but noticeably. And more importantly, your relationship with money has changed. You are no longer fighting it. You are no longer anxious about it. Money has become a natural part of your life, flowing in and flowing out, without drama. This is not magic. This is the law of self-concept operating correctly. But you must understand something crucial. You cannot change your self-concept in one area and leave the others untouched. Your self-concept is interconnected. If you change your self-concept about money, it will affect your self-concept about worthiness, about capability, about your place in the world. Be prepared for ripple effects. They are signs that the change is real. Now, let me give you the 7-day challenge. Day 1. Identify one area of your life where you want to change your self-concept. Write down your current belief about yourself in that area. Be honest. Write down the new belief you want to install. Use I am statements. Read them out loud before you sleep. Day 2. Revise the origin story. Go back to the moment that installed the old belief. Rewrite it in your imagination. See it play out the way you needed it to go. Feel the relief of the revision. Do this before sleep. Day 3. Construct your SATS scene. 5 to 10 seconds. First-person perspective. Implies the new self-concept is already true. Loop it until you fall asleep. Day 4. Begin your mental diet. Every time you catch yourself thinking from the old self-concept, stop. Replace the thought. Say, that was the old me. Return to the feeling of the new me. Day 5. Redesign one part of your environment. Move something, remove something, add something. Make your space reflect the person you are becoming. 1. Day 6. Test the new self-concept in a small way. Do something that the old you would not have done. Start a conversation. Apply for something. Say no to something. Cast a vote for the new identity. Day 7. Reflect without checking for results. Do not look at your bank account. Do not check if they texted. Do not look in the mirror for changes. Simply notice how you feel. If you feel different, even a little, you have succeeded. The seed is planted. Keep watering it. Here is the truth that will set you free. You are not stuck with the self-concept you were given. It was installed without your permission, and it can be uninstalled the same way. Not by fighting it, by replacing it. Your identity is not fixed. It is fluid. It is a story you are telling yourself, and you can rewrite that story at any moment. The isekai heroes in the stories you love are not powerful because they got a new system or a new skill. They are powerful because they got a new self-concept. They became someone who could do what they could not do before. The system was just a symbol of the internal shift. The real shift was in who they believed themselves to be. You are the protagonist of your own story. And like every great protagonist, you face a moment where you must shed your old identity and embrace a new one. That moment is now, not when you have more evidence. Not when you feel ready, now, because the evidence follows the identity. Readiness follows the decision. You do not become ready and then change. You change, and then readiness appears. Decide who you are, not who you have been, not who your past says you are, not who other people think you are, who you choose to be right now. I am someone who is loved. I am someone who is wealthy. I am someone who is healthy. I am someone who is confident. I am someone who is capable. I am someone who changes their world by changing their mind. Say it, feel it, become it, because your self-concept is the only thing that has ever held you back, and your self-concept is the only thing that will set you free. The old you is not dead. The old you never existed. It was just a story you stopped believing in. You are the author. You have always been the author. You simply forgot. Now remember, rewrite, and watch your world reshape itself to match your new self. Because it must. It is law, and the law never fails.